I got my jug with me, staying hydrated.
Let's do it.
Full of
Kick it.
BCAAs.
Welcome to the Sofa Kingdom podcast full of BCAAs. I'm your host, Nelson. And we're all here today, full of joy in our life. Lots of trailers we've been watching.
Yep.
Lots of fights we've been breaking up.
Lots of injuries we've been
rehabilitating. Yes, been nursing and crying like little man-child.
But that's life, you know?
That is life.
Just
that
keep
is
on moving.
jiu-jitsu. Like, it's funny because we get hurt so often. I think that, like, normal people, like, I'm in the doctor's office. I'm like, yeah, my knee clicks. They're like, does it hurt? I'm like, not really.
I don't know what it's like not to be sore. I don't remember a time where something wasn't sore. It's just not a time I can go back to in my mind.
But it still amazes me the level of jiu-jitsu that's out there, right? It's everywhere. People should know about it. And when I tell a doctor, they're like, yeah, I do jiu-jitsu. And they're like, yeah, it probably happened with one of those kicks. I bite my tongue. I'm a gentleman.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to be like, bitch. I said, bitch. No.
Yeah, because it's hard to say to someone who went to school for 15 years, we don't kick, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
God.
There's a lot of people that you say jujitsu, and then they're like, so how's that karate thing going?
Oh,
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. It's not karate.
It's not
we don't,
karate.
Yes.
We don't,
But
the boards, they don't.
I'd never correct someone when they ask me if I'm a ninja.
That's right.
Ninja, yes, I can accept. That is an acceptable term for jujitsu.
We don't do karate. We don't do kung fu. We don't carry swords.
No, but
if you say we're ninjas, we take it.
We take that. Yes. So I got it looked at today, and it's just one of those injuries. It'll heal, and I'll keep doing it.
Or it'll just plague you your whole life and never be the same.
The new standard is knee clicking.
Yes,
right.
knee clicking. Yes,
Knee clicking.
yes. Actually, I can't be a ninja anymore then because I can't sneak up on anyone.
You are not going to sneak up on a feudal lord.
Yeah,
with a
they'll be like,
clicking knee.
who the fuck is click clacking?
Yeah, exactly.
That ain't no boogeyman status.
I can just hear him sitting in his castle. What the fuck is that clicking?
Click clack. Click clack.
Nelson
Click, clack.
on the ceiling.
Sounds like some Edgar Allan Poe shit. Click clack, click clack, click clack.
What was that? The something heart? The
Telltale
heart.
Telltale
Telltale
heart.
heart.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
there you go. There's
The
a throwback
telltale
to
knee.
English class.
Yeah, the telltale knee. Yeah.
We paid attention. We paid attention.
Yeah, I read two of those.
Couple
I
of
actually
them, yeah.
liked him. Yeah, he wasn't pretty bad actually.
He was a pretty depressed human being.
That's what I
Tuberculosis. Tuberculosis took everything from him. Tuberculosis took everything from that man.
Tuberculosis took everything from the dude in Tombstone, but he still managed to have a good life.
He did. He did.
Who am I thinking?
Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday,
He was still banging and clanging, just shooting motherfuckers.
We gotta get our name right because Shay is just combing this episode. Just
yeah.
What are they gonna fuck up on this week?
He goes back and listens to episodes again to be like, aha, I knew he fucked up.
A dimly lit room, completely naked, just watching on his laptop. The only light is just him.
It's coming from his PlayStation console power.
Solar powered.
I love you, PlayStation.
It's a love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
So I gotta say, me and my brother, we went to a wedding of a family member, and we won't say his name is RJ.
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
And he got married. Congratulations, RJ.
Congratulations,
Yes.
RJ.
He's probably gonna have a beautiful family and lovely life. But his wedding,
Enjoy the retirement of your penis.
his wedding went off the fucking rails. Like, me and my brother were there, and everybo's eating and doing their thing.
Is that a typical Puerto Rican wedding? I don't
No.
know. I don't.
Well,
I don't. I don't indulge.
We get wild, but usually like in a good way. Like we're usually throwing things together, loud together.
Yeah.
This was like,
I've been to a Mexican wedding. I've been to a Brazilian wedding.
and they're fun.
Lots of white people wedding.
Yeah. You have fun. This was a hugely mixed wedding because my family is comprised of a lot of black, white, Hispanic. So it was a huge mixed crowd. Mm-hmm. Everybody's getting along. We're playing everything from salsa to reggae to fucking Shania Twain.
Oh, wow.
Everybody's getting their licking. Electric slide. Everybody has fun. So we're eating and we hear a plate smash. So me, as an asshole,
And if it's not a Greek wedding, that's a bad thing. That's a bad thing.
As an asshole, I yell, "Wepa!" Right? Because I'm thinking somebody dropped a plate. It's a good time, right? No. What actually happened is 2 people were fighting over a seat. So this man and his date and this woman and her date were arguing over a seat. She had the seat, saving it for her date to come back from the bathroom. The man with his date decided, I want that seat and I'm going to have it. They start arguing. No lie, he hits her over the head with a plate. Then
I should control my facial.
do not. Yeah, no. It gets worse.
Oh, it escalates from here.
She falls onto the floor. He jumps on top of her and starts punching her in the face. So while this is happening,
you guys get all the good weddings.
Yeah. While this is happening, a young man who happened to be autistic but still well within his faculties dives in, tackles the guy punching the girl, and starts pounding him.
So he went full Forrest Gump on him.
Full Forrest. And like, bro, and he looked like a Viking. Like straight up, like ZZ Top
he had
beard.
a beard
all the way down.
that was braided, that was down to his belly button. That's how long his beard was.
Yo, this
big guy too?
motherfucker was, Vikings Valhalla. He's in season 2. We're only in season 1. He's in season 2 all by himself.
My people.
Yeah. And credit to this kid, Ryan, fucking what a G. He stood up for somebody that couldn't defend themselves, not knowing what the fuck is going to happen. Tackled this guy, defends the girl. Me and my brother rush over to the other side of the room, and at this point, there's a mini brawl that had broke up between the family because other family members started jumping in, fighting this kid off, and then fighting for this kid because not everybody knew what the fuck was going on.
It's one thing to break a plate
Yeah.
on a woman's head. There's another thing to fully mount.
I'm taking
and
back
then
that,
start, And then,
Oh, yeah.
and then start to friggin', ground and pound to win the round. That's a whole new subject.
But here's the thing that...
Now you've opened the new
Here's
book.
the thing that fucks me up. A person that's capable of doing this in public, what the fuck kind of person are you behind doors?
Oh, well, there's no
Yep.
way to just...
Piece of shit.
You have to be.
Huge piece of shit. But I'm still like, you're at a wedding in public. A little composure.
Yeah.
So
one, not only do you not give a shit about assaulting women with a weapon, might I add?
Correct.
Yeah.
Plate. At that point, it's a
Right.
weapon. You fucking don't care about the people who invited you to this wedding either.
No.
Because you are starting a brawl in the center of a day that will live forever.
Correct. And it's definitely going to live forever in the memory
that guy's-
of these young newlyweds.
At that point, you just brand asshole on your forehead for life. That's it. That's it.
Oh, there's more.
Do we have this guy? Can we get this guy on the podcast?
Yeah, only if
talk to
I
him.
could break a fucking plate over his head.
Aim for his teeth.
Yeah. So we and Eddie rush over there, but we don't know who the culprits are because we're on the other side of the room. We
Right.
only see a brawl.
Intel is
breaking out.
limited at this point.
So we see people fighting.
There's
so
over 100 people at this wedding.
Oh, okay. Well, then
So it's a big place.
it's an event.
I ran over. I grabbed the first person throwing punches, yoked him, pushed him up against the wall, and I'm trying to ask questions. He was angry, but he was willing to answer. So I figured, okay, he was just defending somebody. Something's going on. He's like, he kept saying, they hit my leg, hit this, hit that. Like, I think he was there with somebody, and innocent bystander got hit. He jumped in like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
So I yoke him, put him to the corner. Somebody else bigger comes, grabs a hold of them. I ran for Viking because he's flipping out. I grabbed him, pulled him back, and I start talking in his ear. I'm like, I'm RJ's nephew. We need to go. You're in the wrong side of the room. Their whole family's there. You're by yourself. I'm like, I don't know what happened. Come with me. I'm pulling him, and he's yelling and freaking out. Again, he does have some things that he has to. He's like, no man,
Yeah,
should hit a woman.
Autistic and Viking is not a good combination. Usually, when they go off, that's it.
Bro,
I mean, at that point,
he was going ape shit and trying to control himself. I give him a lot of credit, trying to keep his composure, but he lost his shit. So as I'm pulling him, he starts to calm down. We're walking, get in front of the DJ booth. He grabs the chair and fucking tosses it. And he's yelling, nobody! No! I'm like, holy shit. So then I had to grab him again, pull him to the outside, calm him down, and I start asking him what happened, and that's where the details start to evolve. As this happens, the father of the date of the girl that got hit comes out, and he starts yelling at Ryan. I'm like, whoa, you got the wrong kid.
yeah.
That guy is over there on the other side of the room somewhere. By the time we got back over there, people were in cars. Like, anybody who threw a punch, a slap, a kick, got in their car and fucking took off because
Disappeared.
they heard they called the cops. As soon as the cops were called, motherfuckers is in their whips. They're like, I am not waiting around for Judge Judy.
And they got there Fast.
Yeah.
They must have been like on the property. I mean, like
They knew somebody.
under 2 minutes.
There was inside.
Fast.
There was an inside guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, listen, when you're having a wedding at a country club.
The venue called.
Yeah.
Oh, you know the venue
yeah.
called.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Listen, they showed up like full SWAT. Like,
Oh, man.
we missed them? Fuck!
Where's the autistic Viking?
Even they talked to the kid and they were like, damn, kid. I was like, nah, he's not wrong. He did the right thing. Like, nobody should be mad at this kid because he was then even upset. He felt like he ruined the wedding. I was like, dude, you didn't ruin the wedding.
Nah, plate guy ruined the wedding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
plate guy is the fuckery.
Plate guy is the master of fuckery in this situation.
You did the right thing. I said, if I was closer and I seen it, I would have jumped in. Glad you were there because nobody else had the balls to do what you did and stop this guy from pounding on this girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, where's the line between human beings and the animal kingdom stop? Like
When you hit
somewhere between hitting someone with a plate because you want the seat. That's where it begins.
it's so fucking wild to me, dude.
You just degrade into like an orangutan
Yeah.
with a plate. Like, just,
Yo, you just,
like, what the hell? What happened to negotiation? What happened to perspective? What happened to all that?
he went full King Kong.
Oh, he had to. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is why Godzilla beats King Kong. Because he would never hit someone with
Because
a
he's
plate.
got tougher skin. I
Yes,
get you.
exactly.
I get you.
He would grumble and he would return to the ocean.
Right.
He would not strike her with a plate.
He would move on.
Yes, he
move
would.
on.
He
He
would.
could. He could return to the ocean
Yes.
because a King Kong can't swim.
Right, exactly. His
Yeah.
not enough adipose tissue, too dense muscle. That's what it is.
Science.
So that
Yes.
was my interesting story to pass on.
That sounds like a good wedding. It's
You know what? At the end of the day, we
missed a good one.
salvaged the end of the wedding.
Yeah.
The DJ, I give him credit. Dude was.
Did he keep
solid.
playing?
He kept the kids
Oh, I
entertained
thought he
while
kept-
this
yeah.
was going on. He
Okay.
kept playing music, kept the kids going, and the elderly people there. And then at the end of the wedding, we're like, you got like 30 minutes left. Try to they didn't get to cut their cake. They didn't get to like take a lot of pictures. I was like,
Yeah.
let's fucking electric slide, Macarena, throw them all in a row, cut the cake, and like we were all just. We got a couple last minute pictures. They had a little bit of happiness to end the night. Before
Oh
they
yeah,
went off.
you never
But
forget
it was
that wedding.
fucked up.
You never
Yeah.
forget that wedding.
Yeah, man, for
man.
sure.
Plate guy.
Yeah, plate guy. I you know what? I'd love to find you.
We should have you on.
Yeah, we.
I want to hear your side.
It would be
plate
a
guy.
live fucking beating.
Yeah. I'd love to hear your excuse for hitting a woman over
With a
the head
plate.
with a
I don't
plate
even want to hear
over
it.
a chair.
There is no excuse. We just set up
Exactly.
a bunch of plates here.
Exactly.
Ian would hide under the table.
Right.
I'd start, and then we just roll him out.
Yes.
Roll him out, and then when he hits the floor, round two.
Right. More plates.
More plates, please.
Jesus.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, I'd put a fake
got-
one in there made out of
You guys,
concrete.
you guys got to invite me to more weddings.
The next wedding you'll be there, man. Let me tell you something. Jiu-jitsu skills came into handy.
Well, yeah.
There was a lot of nice grabs,
When you're controlling
tosses,
somebody,
pushing them
when you're
against the
controlling
wall.
somebody, yeah.
And second nature kicks in quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Quickly.
Well,
You know,
It's just like that's why you drill it so much. You know?
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
why you go through the motions in class 100 times that way.
the funniest part though is while I'm restraining a fighter, one of the uncles walks up to me. He watch your glasses.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to get hit in the face. Your glasses will break. I'm looking at him like that is the least of my concerns right now. The rest of the family is brawling. Why don't you grab somebody?
His advice is economically sound. It is. Glasses are expensive.
It is.
Yeah.
I didn't even take my suit jacket top
Yeah.
off. I look like Secret Service. I look pretty good.
I mean, you can get a decent deal by going to Target Optical. Not that we're sponsored or anything. But I'm just saying.
yeah.
Economically, that was very, very sound
Solid.
advice. Sound advice.
So what trailers?
So Ed, how about Moon Knight, Kenobi? What's coming down the pipe, man?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. We sat down, watched a couple of trailers. Got a bunch of stuff that's kind of starting to come up here soon. So one of the first ones we looked at was the Miss Marvel trailer.
Ooh, how's it look?
Mixed feelings.
It's
Oh shit, that's
Yeah.
not good. That's not starting off good.
It
Yes.
it
It's not all bad.
It
It's not all
definitely
bad.
feels like they're trying to bring in young women to the Marvel franchise. They are leaning a lot onto the story. It's a young Indian girl that gets powers, but the way it looks in the trailer, they're giving her cosmic powers versus she's supposed to be an Inhuman. There's supposed to be a Terrigen Mist outbreak, and she's one of the people that gets powers.
Okay.
Instead of her finding a bangle and just putting it on and being
Puts on a
Mystical.
bracelet and gets like cosmic powers instead.
Okay.
And they even deliberately said it feels like cosmic. And it's like, okay.
oh man.
Itty bitty living space. Yeah.
Yeah, but the really the big thing that comes out of that trailer is that it looks like they're leaning on using cosmic powers versus Inhumans and mutants to bring them into the universe, which is a massive rewrite on the X-Men and on the mutants in the
Do you
Marvel
think
universe in
it's
general.
because of what's coming down the pipeline is largely cosmic threats?
Plausibly, and they could use that as their way of bringing the mutants in. But to me, it feels like
we got planet-sized enemies now.
Yeah.
The Internals.
Yes.
I mean, what are we
Yeah.
doing?
but
You
it's
ain't,
like
gonna, you ain't gonna do that with an arrow.
yeah. You already have all this backstory
Fuck you, Hawkeye.
established. You're gonna reestablish a whole new backstory for all of the mutants, for all of the Inhumans, and for all of that versus using what's already established in the Marvel universe. It seems a little much.
I just hope that they're gonna make a new trailer because I mean, as far as dragging me in,
Yeah.
as far as like making me want to see the movie, you
Yeah,
failed.
yeah.
You
I mean,
failed.
it does look like it is her story. Like as much as when you watch the trailer, it feels like it's one of the PC pushing blah blah blah. But it's like no, that actually is genuinely
That's her story.
her story. She's a young kid. She gets powers, and there's because of an outbreak with the mist, people are going against Inhumans and mutants, and she's a young kid with powers, and she's doing like her activist kind of dealy thing.
Right.
That was a good chunk of the story, especially in the Marvel game when you play her character.
And here's the thing, though, too. Like, and I'm not against it, right? I don't mind inclusivity, and I like representation.
Yep.
I think everybody deserves it, and so they are trying to tap into ethnicities that haven't had their fair share of the big screen. Just as long as it's not being forced down my throat.
As long as you're not a Tuscan Raider on the planet.
Whatever. So, like, her story.
We're still recovering from that sand goon episode.
Oh my god, are we though?
We get emails from Tatooine every day. The Tuscans are pissed. You better never go there.
Boba Fett wants his tribute. Well, fuck you, Boba Fett.
Yeah, great.
I'm not putting gold in your helmet, bitch.
You know,
Matter of fact, we'll jump you in the streets with geese on.
okay. When a big ass black Wookiee is knocking on your door.
I got this.
Okay. Pool guard. You're gonna pool guard against a Wookiee?
I'll call my boys with the plates.
Okay.
You got plates? We got plates.
The Power Rangers.
So, I mean, nothing about the trailer is like, oh, this is terrible, but nothing about the trailer makes me excited for the show.
Sure.
Moon Knight looked good though.
Moonlight looks fantastic.
That's
Moonlight looks fucking great, and I like the character, the guy, the actor that's playing the role.
Oscar Isaac.
Yes,
Yes.
because he's a fantastic actor.
He was the pilot in Star Wars.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was also the father in Dune, the king.
Yeah, he was. He's been everywhere lately.
Yeah.
But they
He's like
rightfully so,
that.
'cause
He's
he's
like
an
he's like
excellent
Zendaya, if you will.
yeah.
Yes, he's he is the Zendaya of Marvel. and
Except
Disney.
Zendaya is everywhere.
he has more than 2 lines.
Yes,
Um,
yeah, that's his.
But
She was all over that Dune trailer, and she was
Yeah,
nowhere in it.
and
Nowhere in
then
it.
they
All 30
did
seconds.
do the last Moon Knight trailer, and they showed Dr. Knight, which is another one of his personifications. So they are showing it's not just going to be they didn't remove all the different personalities that he has. And with each trailer, they kind of introduced another one to go on to
I think
the
that's
show.
dope. I like a character that has depth, and there's no greater depth than multiple personalities
Yeah.
to explore.
So
And-
Miss Marvel, meh trailer.
Yep.
Moon
Moon Knight
Knight,
looks fantastic.
good trailer.
And this is something that actually I was talking with Ian about. It's almost a shame because it's a very psychological hero that it's coming in just after the Batman movie, which was very psychological based around the hero and that mythology and the story, where it was like Moon Knight would have been the first to really go into there other than Legion.
Right. Which is a incredibly underrated show.
It went over a lot of people's heads.
Legion is such a smart, terrifically written show, but it really is. It's a mutant who can create multiple fake realities. If he thinks it comes into play. So a lot of times you're watching the show and you're like, is he creating this? Is this a dream? Is this actual reality? And it could be all of those things because he can manifest and make things
Yeah.
that are bothering him. If he has a nightmare, it can become a reality that plagues him in the show.
So
it's fucking wild. It's a really, really good
He's
show.
the son of Charles Xavier. So he's a massive...
Already he's got mind issues.
So he's an Omega level mutant because his main ability really is reality warping. So, but it manifests...
Not a power you want to have if you're having nightmares.
If you're having schizophrenic breakdowns.
Yeah, so he was targeted by an entity when he was a baby, and he was essentially mentally abused. So he ends up having multiple personalities, and each one of his personalities is a manifestation of another piece of his abilities.
Thus, the name Legion kind of taken off the Bible mythos, we are many.
Correct.
Got it.
So when he has it together, he's essentially God.
Right.
But he's almost always broken. So since he has the ability to walk in the real world, in the mind world, and then create reality and manipulate reality, when you're watching the show, you're having to decide, is this the real world? Is this the mind world? Is this him manipulating the mind world, or is it him manipulating reality, or is it the Shadow King manipulating the mind world or reality around him? So as you're watching it, it's very hard to try to keep pace, and like you can watch an episode and be like, I got it, and then the next episode comes and it's like, you thought you had it, so that's fuck you, no you don't.
Yeah, so that's a show. You look at your phone for 5 minutes, you're done. You're done.
You can't.
You have to give it your undivided attention, but the show does a fantastic job at keeping your undivided attention.
Yes.
Because there's so many layers to it, you're always like, man, what the fuck is going on? And then the next scene happens, you're like, oh, that's some bullshit. Because like sometimes you're like, there's no way they're allowing this to happen. Then it's like, oh, that's just a fucked up dream.
And all the actors in it were fantastic.
Yeah,
they were all fantastic. It was
I'd
such
have to take a look at it because I've never seen it.
It's a tough show because you really do have to pay attention and you do have to watch all of it.
Right.
Something that people are not good at now.
No, right.
No.
I'll be in a room full of my roommates and they're watching a show. Like, what the hell was that show that was just on? Like, with the kids doing drugs and shit. Euphoria.
Yeah.
So I'm the only male
right
in a room full of women watching the show. And I would look around at one point because I'm sitting there watching, like, you know, these high schoolers do drugs and have sex with each other. And I'm like, okay. And as I look around the room, everyone is on their phone. The only fucking two eyes in the whole room that are on the television are mine.
Right.
Well, mine and the dog that is sitting there. Like, you know, so I'm like, what the hell? Like, why is this even on the TV? Like, I don't want to see this shit.
Right, right. But the people...
I watched the movie 13 when it came out. I didn't like that movie. I don't want to watch Euphoria.
The attention span of people is so much shorter these days, and that's really the problem.
That's why things are dumbed down. That's why, you know.
Yeah, and you can't do that with Legion.
With a show like Legion. No,
you can blink and miss something that makes and now the whole episode you're watching makes no sense whatsoever.
A show you can do that with though is Last Kingdom. However, the final season was released on Netflix this month. Yeah,
and
I'm not going to ruin it.
What did you think, without spoilers? What did you think of the show overall?
I thought it was good. I mean, the ending, was it everything I wanted it to be? No, they tied up some loose ends. It wasn't like Game of Thrones, you know, making us eat a bowl of shit.
Right.
But it was. You know, it wasn't that rushed. It wasn't like a Game of Thrones rushed ending where they took all these storylines and just, you know, ended it.
And mushed it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to ruin it and say whether he makes it to Bebenberg. I'm not going to tell you what happens to key characters, but they did good. They did a good job. But that's a show you can look at your damn phone. You can, you can You can check your bank account. You know, whatever. Because it doesn't matter because the next episode he's going to give you a full recap anyway.
Right.
You know, I am Uhtred. And he just goes on this whole thing. And he brings everything that happened so far up over and over again. So yeah, so you can fucking do whatever. That's a perfect Netflix and chill show.
My problem was watching the first 3 episodes is that I just came off of the high of Valhalla.
Oh yeah,
Vikings Valhalla was such an excellent show that it's like, you know, you watch this A++ show and then I'm like,
Last Kingdom.
You're
starting Last Kingdom?
No, I'm into the last season.
Okay.
So, like, I've already been established with the show, but I'm like...
I liked Vikings
Valhalla. It just
Valhalla.
didn't hit as hard as Vikings Valhalla.
I liked Vikings Valhalla better than I liked the original series of Vikings. Like, the original series of Vikings was good. It started slow.
Yeah.
And it was on the History Channel. It was more history oriented. They were, like, building the whole Viking culture and shit. Vikings Valhalla you're right, hit the ground running. Right. Hey, there's a war coming.
Right.
It's amazing.
With there's another war
coming. The weird pivot the History Channel made ever since they started airing Ancient Aliens, and they just started getting away from actual history little by little. I mean, they're like 15 seasons deep in that show.
So
it's like
basically they're MTV for a new generation.
They took one book and turned it into 15 seasons.
Oh my god!
For a while there, they were just doing anything. They had those three or four world's strongest men that were going around doing strongman.
See,
challenges.
that show was great.
So, yeah,
it was Brian Shaw,
Eddie Hall, Brian Oberst, and the older dude. Oh my God, he's
Uberim.
He's American, little bald dude. I can't think of
Kurt
his
Angle.
He's entertaining
Dr.
too.
Evil.
He is. He's the older.
Mr. Clean.
He's the oldest guy.
I got a lot of bold guys.
There's a lot of bold.
Nick
strong
Best.
guys. Nick Best.
There we go.
Nick Worst.
And they all traveled around together and did like basic strongman. And it's basically
cool.
Brian Shaw always doing the best at every event.
Yeah, but he's
Sure.
a monster.
Yeah, because by then Eddie Hall was retired.
Yeah,
he
Eddie
was just
Hall was
going along with the
retired
show because he's a personality.
Yeah.
He's a personality.
Speaking of, didn't you watch the fight today?
Yeah. I mean, by the time you watch this episode, it's gonna be probably out there. But yeah, spoiler alert: Thor beat his ass. I mean, he was so tall. He was so, and it was
reach.
so apparent.
So much reach because Eddie Hall was his.
Thor didn't have a mark on his face.
Two issues Eddie Hall always had: his cardio, and then for certain activities, his height.
I thought
was a major disadvantage.
I thought he would have had at least somewhat up, maybe even at least being equal footing with Thor in cardio because he was a swimmer before.
Right. Yeah,
and I guess I didn't factor in how much he had to eat and add on the weight to be a strong man. What that could have did to his heart.
Yep.
But he looked tired. Every punch he threw was wild and sloppy. Yep. Thor, it's horrifying because he's 6'10", he's 385 pounds with abs.
Yeah.
And his composure was perfect.
Yeah.
His stance was perfect. His jabs looked good. Like
he was solid.
He dropped Eddie 2 or 3 times.
Didn't you say he had like 6 polar bears tattooed on one arm?
His whole shoulder cap is like this gigantic Icelandic bear. And
Yeah.
You know the Coca-Cola bears? He had the whole family, a 6-pack of Coca-Colas.
So basically, that rivalry's over. Yeah. Eddie got his ass beat. I mean, even if you would have tuned in at the end, in the middle of round 6, just look at their face. You know who won the fight. Yeah. It's not even up for discussion. So I don't know if they made up because I didn't finish the end of the stream, but they at least touched gloves after the fight. So
okay, all right.
What I want to see is Eddie enjoy his retirement and be like a personality, maybe commentate in the World of Strongman.
Sure, that's always possible.
And I want to see Hafthor Bjornsson get the fuck back to strongman.
Yeah,
you're still young. You have the world deadlift record. Mm-hmm. Get back to eating and training and do what you're the future of strength if you want to.
But do you not think that maybe he just got a taste of boxing? And even though it's an amateur fight,
there are freak show fights for him.
That's
one of the guys he could fight, and you guys can all Google this, is a dude from the UK, Martin Ford.
Ooh,
Martin Ford is
Henry Ford's son?
Yes. He's a gigantic, he does a lot of movies. He's a gigantic freak show guy, tattooed, bald. Okay. Giant strongman / bodybuilder from the UK, and he's huge too. He's like 7 foot tall.
I say go full freak show and fight the shortest guy you can find.
Hezbollah? Hafthor the Mountain versus Hezbollah.
Or put like 6 Hezbollahs in there, right? Let's go.
I'm cringing because I'd watch it. I would watch it if they.
I don't know if 6 is enough.
No, it's not.
Hafthor is gigantic.
How many you need? 12? Let's do it. 12 Hezbollahs.
So Hafthor Bjornsson versus like an entire 5th grade class.
The fact that everyone shortens his name to Thor is appropriate because Thor is an appropriate name for the guy.
That's a good question. Like you yourself, like us, like we're regular, we're full grown men. Like say whatever. How many 1st graders would it take to kill you? And think about it. Like you would take a bunch of them out, but like
eventually
what if?
You'll get
and I'm not talking about like a 1st grader where like they have the mentality of a 1st grader and you like and they cry. I'm talking like
rabid.
Like you infect them with rabies.
Okay.
And they send wave after wave of 1st grader at you.
Okay.
To kill you. And their intent is to kill you with their nails, their teeth.
Florida-born children.
Florida raised. Miami-Dade, Broward County. 5th graders. 1st graders.
Infected,
we'll say 1st graders.
Infected with the World War Z.
No. We're not going to throw agent viruses in this. Because then if you get bit, you're fucked. You're fucked.
Right. Okay, all right.
Let's just say they're trying to murder you with all their... I would say...
I think the question is how good is your cardio?
Oh, you can't run.
As soon as you get tired and you can't keep up,
It would
that's
happen
the
quick.
problem.
If
That's the problem.
Those kids, first graders, are what, 30, 40 pounds?
Yeah.
50 pounds?
I don't know,
Some
man.
of the bigger kids in Dade County, they're 100 pounds.
Listen, man, I got a big boot. You know what I mean? I just wham
Right, and you kick one, and you'll kick one, and you'll put him down. But when you kick him, 6 of them grab your leg. Are you lifting your bad knee with
I'm a bite
300 pounds a kid on?
I'm a bite him.
They're gonna be biting you. They're biting as hard as they can. You know.
Right.
You're
The
I'd say
question
like-
is how fast are they coming?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
they're
it-
coming
Is it
to kill you.
Is it one a second?
50?
Is it one
You're
every
in a
10
room,
seconds?
You're in a room. You can decide whether to back yourself into a corner or what. But then they just start dropping kids into the room.
I'll be fair. I'd say 50.
50. That might be good. You might be able to. Yeah.
I think I
feel like I
can
could kill-
handle 50 first graders.
I feel like I could. I feel like I might be wrong. I feel like I could kill a first grader with a punch. I feel like I could.
It feels
I feel
like
if I hold off and connect.
We're
it,
gonna
like-
have to try this theory.
I don't know how.
I don't know how.
I don't know how we do the math on this one. But I feel like I could strike a child dead with a single shot.
What are we talking about?
It's just, I just saying.
A fictional child. A fictional
It's a
child.
fictional child. I'm just saying. How many first graders do you think could take it? Like, okay, fine, all 3 of us.
50.
They drop all 3 of us off into a room. Do you think we could handle 100 first graders?
Yo, we're gonna be like the 300, bro. We're gonna stand. If there's 3 of us, we can put 2 fighting, 1 rest.
I'm just horrified.
Two
What
fighting,
if
one
you
rest.
fall? What if you slip and fall
Bro.
and they swarm you and they're biting your head?
Listen, bro. This is what I'm saying. 2 fighting, 1 rest.
You can't get up. Like
That's okay.
they're just eating you. They're eating you alive.
Take them all, bro.
I don't know, man. I think 100 like rabid, pissed off first grade. I think they kill us.
Yeah.
I don't know who we left standing last, but
You know
I think
what?
we die.
I changed
think
my
we all
mind.
die.
No amount of fucking first graders taking me out.
So if you're a
I was
if you're a
training under
local
Steven
school,
Seagal.
if you're Steven Seagal would lose to at least 10. At least 10 first graders could take him out, especially now.
That's very nice of you. 10?
10, yeah.
I'd say like
now.
5.
5.
Have you seen him?
Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
pile.
5.
he ain't got much cardio left.
No,
One
he's a
kid just
pile of
goes
shit
for a
lately.
Stone Cold
Yeah.
Steve Stunner. Boom, boom, boom.
He spends most of his movies now in chairs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Steven's not doing too well.
Chairs holding guns in pad positions.
Yep, shooting with sunglasses on through a scope.
Fucking
Terrible.
asshole.
So good.
All right, back to Marvel though.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the fact that Disney Plus has added a adult-rated TV shows on
They
there, and
kept
they're going rated
All
R
of the Netflix Marvel shows as is.
completely.
They loaded them up there. They threw in a bunch of new parental abilities to lock down accounts and
I'm
for
all for
kids
it.
and all that. It's exactly what they should have done.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'm all for it. You got to progress.
I'm good too. I like it. It's just like you don't normally think like Disney Plus, like the Punisher.
Right.
Like-
But since they own the entity
He's not very Disney friendly.
of,
Yeah.
of Marvel, right? And here's the thing that
Or
they
Jessica
have to try.
Jones and Luke Cage
And
just
they're
going
and,
at it.
and they're looking.
Yes,
They're
and
looking
to keep Deadpool intact.
They're looking to keep those characters as well. They're looking to
Yeah.
keep all the characters essentially that played the Defenders as who they were and
Can we
bring
leave,
them in.
Can we leave Iron Fist on Netflix?
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna fucking defend Iron
You
Fist right now.
can't.
Hold on a
You
second. I'm gonna say
cannot
this right
defend
now.
Iron
I
Fist.
have been watching the Defenders the last couple days on Disney Plus to show my support for this move from Disney moving forward. And Danny Rand, which is his name, gentlemen.
Yep.
Please do not forget it. Capital D, Annie Rand.
Ed, my friend,
Was
How
a
did-
good
Ed-
character
Ed-
in the show.
Ed, how do you feel about Iron Fist?
I like
Yes.
him.
he was getting better as it was going on.
How far in?
And I think the issue is
How far do I need to go?
they.
6 seasons. No.
I think the problem is they only give you 2.
There was a 2.
That was two.
It got greenlit
There
for
was,
2.
there was
Yo,
2.
there's 2. And the second season was
And the-
really good.
And the way they ended the second season, they literally gave you what you wanted in like the last 60 seconds. Like, that's where I want him to be, where he had full use of the powers and he was able to extend it to anything around him that he was using as a weapon.
Yes.
And it's like, that's where we're headed to, and then it just fell off.
So
Yeah, I'm
since
saying.
you didn't see the second season, what he's talking about is there's a version of the Iron Fist that's a Western version where he can
it's
take
pretty
his
Western.
powers. Oh, how dare you!
It was a pretty Western show.
He can add the Iron Fist to guns and bullets. So he was like a 6-shooter, like bang bang, shoot 'em up, Iron Fist in it, and his powers get passed to the girl with the sword, and she becomes the Iron Fist with the swords.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty fucking dope.
I prefer my Iron Fist when his name is Shang-Chi.
But
Damn it.
Personally.
Damn it.
see that was always a weird thing because Iron Fist was always it was always a story of a person out of place.
Correct.
Because it was a white person who was now in an Asian culture and then adopted their culture and had got the powers.
A David Carradine, if you will.
Correct.
So when they were going against him being the character, which is what started all the backlash, it was like, you guys have never read the comics or looked into the lore behind
I'm not.
the Iron Fist.
Believe me, I'm not siding with cancel culture. Believe me. I'm the least politically correct guy on this fucking.
You mean PC
That we
culture
know, yes.
didn't read or watch or actually listen to the thing they're complaining about?
Oh, I argued with this person years ago. Oh my god, when the Ghost in the Shell movie came out, when Scarlett Johansson played Makoto Kusanagi.
Yep.
Yes.
I have read the Ghost in the Shell manga. I have watched the anime, both movies. Listen. This was like, they're whitewashing it, blah, blah, blah. As a white person who actually watched it and who listened to the interview of the creator of the comic saying that Makoto Kusanagi is not Japanese, okay? She is a construct. She is an android created to look the way she looks, and he approved of Scarlett Johansson playing the creator.
Who would disapprove of Scarlett Johansson?
The man who created the comic said, I approve. They still were, how could they do? Fucking God.
Listen,
You're right. Give a newer, no known Japanese actress the job and watch the movie plummet worse than it did.
Right, exactly.
Go ahead.
No, listen, I'm a big fan of put Scarlett Johansson in everything. So, I mean...
No, I'm going to let that one away. That's an easy one.
But no, it's fucked up when people try to cancel things that they have no idea about. They just jump on the train. But to me, honestly... The first season I didn't hate, and when you get into the second season of the Iron Fist, and especially where it ends off, I thought he did a really good job. And then when you watch him in the Defenders, I still liked the character.
Yeah.
He always played a little bit of a naive kind of a person, but that was his role.
Yeah, you're talking about a person who spends his life in a temple.
Right. He is
learning just only martial arts. So when he's in the city, he's supposed to be naive of the city.
Right.
He didn't learn that world anymore.
Right. He's a man out of place.
Yeah.
You know, he's rich. He's like Bruce Wayne rich. And he's like, money is nothing to me. And everybody's like, you're a rich, spoiled white boy. And he's like, but money doesn't define me. And then next scene, he's like, I just bought the restaurant for 6 months. Yeah. Like, dick.
I wanted to like it.
Did you like the Defenders?
I never got to the Defenders.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what.
Because Iron Fist turned me on.
I tell you what, watch the Defenders.
Okay.
If you can't get past the first 2 episodes, you won't like the show.
All right.
But the interactions between the 4 characters
was
and the
fantastic.
one-liners, fucking dope.
I like Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones, yes.
Daredevil was good for a certain point, and then it kind of got repetitive. Like, to me, it was like, okay, they're fighting again. Okay, like and then to me, my favorite part of Daredevil was the hot redheaded lawyer that was helping him out. Deborah Ann Woll is her actress's name, and I liked the guy that played Kingpin.
Yes.
I thought his rendition of Kingpin was one of the best Marvel villains I've ever
Glad
seen.
to see him back as King.
Yes.
Movies or shows.
Yeah.
But at one point I was watching Daredevil for the Kingpin.
Right.
Yeah.
I would watch a spinoff. They did a Kingpin. I would watch.
I will tell you this: if you watch the Defenders, you'll find a new appreciation for all 4 characters because the whole build up between the single shows, introducing the characters and then bringing them into Defenders, I thought was an absolute success. And plus, Sigourney Weaver is the main villain in the Defenders.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's good.
I mean, how can you go wrong?
Sigourney Weaver,
man.
Sigourney Weaver, despite rumors of her being a shitty tipper, is untouchable in science fiction.
Yes.
You have to let her alone. She at one point in time,
She's a goddess.
Ellen Ripley was she was that bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was you couldn't dispute it. It was her. Just awesome feminine character, just her against fucking aliens in the power loader fighting the alien queen.
She assumes this.
You can't touch it.
She assumes this kind of a position in the show. She plays like the head of a crime boss family known as the Hand, with like ancient Japanese characters and like the African mafia character and like they all work together.
Sigourney Weaver is the head of a Japanese crime family?
Cancel the show! That was out 7 years ago.
That's right. Give her to an unknown Japanese actress.
Yeah. It's worth the watch.
Okay.
Especially because you are a Marvel fan and you know a little bit of backstory of each of the characters. It's very enjoyable because the banter is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It really
the
is.
Netflix Marvel stuff, to me, a lot of it was like hit or miss.
Yeah.
It's like the Punisher.
Punisher was
I
fantastic.
loved the first season. The second season was great too. I just liked the first season more. Luke Cage, I loved. I liked the second season more with the Bushmaster more than I liked the first. Jessica Jones was good. I liked it. It's just the second season when the bad guy was her mom, and I was
the
just
first
like,
season was perfect for Jessica Jones because the villain was fucking masterful.
Evil.
Yeah.
Evil.
David Tennant played a villain
he played
so
the Purple
well.
Man.
Yes.
Like I could watch him play a bad guy in anything, and he's such a likable character that you hate him, but you're like, he's still so charismatic.
Yeah.
He's like, the kid's gonna pee in the closet.
He was
fuck that kid.
He was a sick fuck too.
He was.
He was a sick
good
fuck in
show.
that show.
Good show. But I really liked Daredevil.
What was his power in that? He made you do.
Mind
He
control.
can control people.
Mind control.
Now, how did he do it? Just by saying your name, or by?
No, just mind
No,
control.
just being, if you were in his vicinity, he could take over.
Oh wow.
And that's why the
That's a
premise
useful
was
power.
he was trying to increase the range of his power.
I remember him making me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I remember him. I was like, wow, how do you even deal with that guy? Like, how?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
what
a good
kind
thing you know jujitsu.
Wouldn't he? He would make me jujitsu myself.
Like, why am I wrist locking myself for 3 hours?
Yeah. There's just something horrifying about
I
that.
have no cartilage left.
Ian, feed your hand into the blender. It's like, fuck. Like, come on, man. Come on, why are you doing this?
Fool you! I don't own a blender, bitch.
Right. Exactly. Well, put it in the garbage disposal.
Fuck.
All right, another chunk of trailers that have been going off now is the Obi-Wan Kenobi. They just dropped out. They were showing the
Looks good.
some more Sith rolling around. Some of the guys
Gotta
from
say the villains. The villains look good in that one.
Yes, yeah.
That's how you do a trailer too. That's how you make me want to watch the show.
Yeah, and it definitely ties into the cartoons they did.
Okay.
Because they have the same
Characters.
Sith acolytes, the Inquisitors, as they're called, that are from those shows, and here the actual same.
Excellent.
So it does start bringing up the question of, okay, so where are these other Jedi that were also dealing with them that is also now dealing with Obi-Wan Kenobi? And are they going to bring them in, or is there going to be anything else?
They're
take
opening the
notes.
door. They're opening the door.
So take notes, Disney. That's how you do a fucking trailer. As someone who doesn't know much about like a lot of the Star Wars mythos, Ed was filling me in. Like, I don't even have to know about the Inquisitors and stuff like that. You show a creepy, dark dude spinning a red lightsaber, I'm going to watch your show. I am going to watch your show. Now, you show a little, Indian girl flying around with a magic bangle and show a bunch of high school kids. I don't know. If I don't see a cool villain in this trailer, I don't know if I'm going to watch it. I don't know if I'm going to watch it.
There is a cool villain in.
I'm not saying I won't watch it. I'm just saying
in Miss Marvel. It's Mr. Marvel.
Oh, yeah? Is he like a straight white guy?
Yes, played by Danny Rand.
Is he a really good swimmer?
Speaking of really good swimmers.
We won't touch on that one yet.
Yeah, no.
We'll let you do some good one.
I definitely don't want to touch on that one.
Google fastest NCAA female swimmer. Google it.
Yeah,
No, stop.
I feel like
doing it.
throwing up your fucking breakfast. I'm excited for what Star Wars is doing. I like that they're bringing everything into light and opening the doors for new characters and new shows. I think Disney's on a roll.
Yeah.
And if they continue to produce good shows, they will have success. I think they learned a huge lesson with the Book of Boba Fett.
Yep.
They saved it on the back half. So it shows me, even though there was a little fumble in the beginning.
Book of Mandalorian. It was a very good second half.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
going down.
Yeah,
though.
it was going down.
It
It showed me that they were like, this isn't working. We need to fucking fix it.
We were on a crashing plane and they
Yes.
pulled up.
So,
And what's amazing
I'm
is
happy.
how quickly they were able to about face
Yes.
and how much they managed to salvage
Yes.
at the end. But they really are doing a lot to tie it all in together. You can see they have someone cast as a young Luke Skywalker now. So it's going to be interesting to see because this is a nice chunk of time where there's essentially nothing that we know about what happened from the end of, the prequels until when the original trilogy had went on. We got nothing. I don't think there's really even books or that much.
No, we don't know
And
what
a lot
happened.
of the books that were canon, they kicked out.
Right.
So they
I
really
would kick
have
out Nick Cannon too. I hate that fucking guy.
Yeah,
wow.
fuck him in his turban. They got so much
Wow, did
in
you
there
just
they
call
can play with.
Nick
Oh, I'm
Cannon
sorry, man.
a goon?
I'm sorry. Like
Sam Goon.
that whole thing looked so
I hate him.
unnecessarily. Like I couldn't get it. I was
you
like,
know
what are
what?
you doing, man?
Nick
I
Cannon
hate
fell
him
off-
for no reason. I hate
No,
him
when
for no
Nick
reason.
when Nick Cannon started beefing with Eminem, I knew he had mental issues.
Yeah.
Like, what are you
Oh,
doing?
that we
What the hell are you
but-
doing? Like,
No, I think I started hating him from that Drumline movie. I think
way back then.
You mean when he first came out?
yeah.
I think I hated him
I
from the day
saw
he was
his
born.
face.
Somebody
I
showed
said,
me
"Nah."
Drumline, and I'm like, I hate this man.
The moment I saw his face, I
Why
hated him.
does he breathe? Old Shakespearean speech.
I don't know, I never really realized how corny he was until the whole
I did.
Eminem beef. I was like,
You
what
didn't
the
realize how corny he was when he was playing the drum, like,
fuck? I ignored
Fuck
him.
that
I can be honest with you. I've never seen Drumline. I've never seen
you
it.
have done
You're-
yourself a huge
You're not
service.
you're not
Or
missing out
step
on
up.
anything.
Or
step
stomp
up,
the
or
yard.
step
You're
down.
you're
Or
doing
you got served.
you're
I've
doing
never seen any of them.
doing better than the people that bothered watching it. I'll tell you
I'm
that
sorry.
right now.
I'm sorry. I never tuned in.
So, out of the trailers you guys have seen, what show are you most excited for?
Kenobi.
I think Kenobi.
Kenobi.
There is
I
also
think
I'm saying Moon Knight.
there is also the new Halo trailer that dropped as well, and
Yes.
they put a lot of money into that.
I will say this. I watched it. You guys know I'm a PlayStation guy.
Yes.
My blood down to my
looks-
core, my bones. I hope it does well and it looks
Me
good.
too. It looks
if
good.
it does good, if that trailer, if it does good and the reviews are good, all I'm saying, I might be ordering Paramount Plus. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not committing this shit yet.
Right.
I'm just saying.
But
What is
it
it?
looks
What
like
is
it's
somebody?
worth
What
the
is
watch.
Paramount Plus? $5, 6, 10?
Yeah, 7.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's worth
I'm
it.
definitely still more interested in what happens with Kenobi, but the new trailer they dropped, because the first stuff they dropped originally was just like
Yeah, because they just wanted to give you a little taste, but I can't see how they could do bad with Kenobi. The actor is fantastic.
Yep.
They're bringing back the other Hayden
Christensen.
to
Yeah.
reprise his role.
All you heard was him breathing.
They're showing the Inquisitors, which ties it into to the Rogues and all the other animated stuff that they did, and into some of the video games.
Yeah.
It's allowing them to really take the one character and bring in several other Jedi that managed to make it past Order 66. So it is interesting because they could do a lot just off of this one limited series, and I think if it does well, I don't know how limited they might expand it
Here's
beyond
what
that.
they should do.
A sex scene between Dumbledore and Grindelwald in the new Fantastic Beasts.
I'm in. So, say more, fam.
Me too.
What I would like to see is Samuel Jackson do like a one-off, like he survives.
I believe he's asked
Right.
to come back.
He survives, and they give him just like a small mini series of him just with all kinds of badassery, fucking
R-rated.
shit up, killing motherfuckers. Maybe
One eye.
One eye.
It was burned shut by the Emperor's lightning.
Well,
Call
you
it
know what?
Windu.
There is
Oh, I would watch the fuck out
Oh,
of that.
shit.
in
Who
one
wouldn't
of
though, right?
Cast the RZA.
Yeah, pass it.
I'm in.
yeah.
I'm fucking
I think it
in.
was
Let
one
him
of-
kill Miss Marvel.
I think it's one of the novels
Hip hop inspired Afro Samurai Star Wars.
that he does.
Fuck yeah.
He does actually survive in one of the novels, and he does have a whole backstory
a
for
story arc.
himself. Yeah, so they could
we saw him fall.
bring
We never
back.
saw him land. We
Correct.
never saw
you
him
never
land.
saw him die. And how many Jedi fall from a stupid high height and then they magically flip around and land into the
Sir,
chair of
There could have
random
been, a, there could have been,
Sir,
a, there could have been a pillow truck
It's the
flying
Force. It is not magic. It is the Force.
by. He landed on a pillow truck.
Yeah, he landed on.
That's what it was.
He lands on like 30 Ewoks.
Yeah,
They're
but he just
fluffy.
wakes up on a bed of Ewok fur, like motherfucker. He's all crispy.
And he is one of the
Why is
Jedi.
he crispy?
He got cooked, man. Palpatine gave him that.
Oh shit.
He is one of the Jedi that they could put a harder edge on.
You don't remember that?
Generally speaking, if you have
He's just like a solo assassin Jedi. He's like, fuck this.
yeah.
I got my purple saber. I'm going after
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
because the theory behind, because there's theories behind the colors, and part of the reason he has a purple saber is they say that even though he leans into the good side, he does have some dark side.
So it's
and
a
that's why he has a purple saber.
It's a purple lightsaber pimp cane.
It could be. So they can have him. And
Bro, if he walked up with like a and then he's like
a Cat Williams, Cat Williams Jedi, a pimp named Slipback. What's his name?
Listen,
In the Boondocks.
we have stumbled onto
pimp named
greatness.
Slipback.
We have stumbled onto greatness. Make Cat Williams his fucking apprentice.
Yes.
2 purple lightsabers, fucking Jerry curl juice. Cat Williams.
You're missing out, Disney Plus.
He is my hero.
It would be the best song
He is
show
one of
on.
the best comedians, by the way. Cat Williams. I love his fucking.
He is fantastic.
stand-up.
It's just painful to watch him lose that fight to that 14-year-old kid.
Oh,
No,
it's
it was
not
bad.
good.
You
It
know
was
what?
bad.
That's how his story ends.
Exactly.
He
He
just
gets beaten
gets
up by a Padawan. A young Padawan beats his ass.
He's murking motherfuckers left and right, and then his arch nemesis is like some 13-year-old Jedi.
That just puts the lightsaber down and squares up with him and just beats his ass. Oh, no. We love you, Cat.
He
We're just
doesn't
kidding.
even die. He just gets shamed out of the Jedi Council.
You gotta leave, man. You gotta leave. We saw that video. You gotta leave.
Anakin killed like 30 of these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You couldn't beat one.
Yeah, you got pieced up by one. You got pieced up by one.
All those younglings.
Oh,
Oh,
shit. Oh, shit. He's like,
God
yeah,
bless.
he was the one he couldn't kill.
I like that idea, though. Windu coming back. I like that.
Yeah, another person coming back, Cara Dune.
Yeah.
Suspected speculations that she's coming back into
They've
the
been
fold for Disney
they've been
Plus.
doing talks. Apparently, the person that's been keeping her out has been Kathleen Kennedy, but there's talks of her losing her position plausibly.
Good,
'cause-
because she sucks.
So we're gonna bring back Cara Dune as Gina or
Gina Carano
Gina
as Cara
Carano
Dune.
back
yes.
as Cara
Because
Dune.
they were going to give
Yeah.
her her own show, but I think before that happened, we're far away from that. But bring her back into the show, see how people play
When are we
with
just
it.
gonna get to a point where you separate the artist's comments like from the artist's work? Like
Hey,
people like
yes.
Gina Carano as Cara Dune.
Yeah.
I liked her as Cara Dune more than I liked her as a fighter.
Well, when
Right.
people start respecting people's freedom of speech again.
Oh, well,
but
so
he-
never.
It's
So not in our lifetime or our children's lifetime.
right,
Got
and
it.
it's
Got
not
it.
like she did anything horrendous other
Yeah.
than speak her mind.
Yeah.
Like, because there is a difference between separating the person from their work when you're talking about like R. Kelly or Bill Cosby, right?
Yeah.
But there is a far cry difference from separating somebody's work when you're Gina Carano making posts and you're a fantastic actress.
Some people are
And you're just
amazing actors
having-
and actresses or
Yeah.
amazing
They-
musicians, and they're fucking
Shitty.
space cadets,
There's
man.
a dramatic difference between someone physically doing something to harm others and somebody maybe having an idea or an opinion that's contrary to yours. If you don't
Right.
like it, have a conversation, discuss it, bring other opinions that could plausibly enlighten them or change their mind if they're uninformed or misinformed. But to try to remove somebody from the public sphere for an idea. It's one thing for like Cosby, where he physically that
If
motherfucker
you're
needs
out
to
there-
go.
Yes, if you're out there drugging people or you're out there molesting kids, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Take them off whatever
But
platform you
for
have to do.
someone's,
But
but
if you have an
for
opinion
murder
that
them.
hurts someone's feelings, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Right.
I mean, what the hell are we doing here? What are we doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
you get nowhere. If
Now,
you
if
don't
you're a Nazi, I
have
mean,
if you don't have the ability to
Shoot that
talk
motherfucker.
Yeah.
and discuss with people even on topics that are difficult, there's no way to change opinions or enlighten somebody's position if you automatically throw them out
Right.
and remove them from the discussion.
Like, look at this,
Right.
right? We still talk to Shay, right? And
Yes.
he goes hard in the paint for PlayStation, right? We're Xbox guys, all three of us.
no,
You know what
no,
I mean?
we're not. No,
All
no,
three,
we're not. No,
all three of us.
He's
are
got it.
Xbox
He's
No,
got
I'm
it
not.
coming
No,
soon.
I'm
Don't
not.
worry.
No,
Yes,
I'm
he
not.
does.
I'll never.
He wore
ever
a
switch.
PlayStation shirt because his brother paid him
No.
on the side
He never paid me for the Xbox.
to wear the shirt.
No, I'm a
He was
PlayStation guy.
sponsored by
I owe
PlayStation.
PlayStation for my
He
wonderful
secretly-
childhood. Nobody fights at PlayStation weddings. You fuckers. I love you guys.
Yeah, same. But you know, look. The truth is, what I'm trying to say is, despite Shay loving PlayStation as much as he does, we still respect his opinion. We love the guy.
He does
right?
love PlayStation a lot.
He really, I mean, a lot. Like, he sleeps with a PlayStation. I'm pretty sure.
Actually, to tell you the truth, he's pretty big on the Nintendo too.
Listen,
He's pretty
Nintendo's
big.
great. I can't.
It
hate on
is.
Nintendo.
It is. And I was even on that episode, I couldn't stop talking about
Yeah.
Nintendo. I just got done playing Switch all day, and it was so good. It's
You know, when
so
I
good.
listened to that episode back, I was laughing at a lot of the shit that we said. because I laugh at my own jokes. Surprise.
You have to.
Yeah. But we talk so highly of Nintendo.
Nintendo is doing good work. They
They
just
are.
stay happy. They
They're
stay
doing
light.
God's work.
They don't give a shit what's going on around.
Yeah,
them. They don't care.
They've landed into their own space.
Yeah.
And as long as they can maintain that, they're going to do great. The problem for PlayStation right now is Microsoft is expanding what gaming is. And PlayStation is going to have to either go hard into this is what we are,
Adapt or perish.
or they're going to have to try to play Microsoft's game. And I don't think they have the money to play Microsoft's game.
Right.
You know, PlayStation, for as much money they have from gaming, it's not Microsoft money.
Right. Microsoft's a bigger platform.
It's just not. So they got a hard choice coming up. So this,
If they want, though, they can tap Tom Holland's pockets and be like, yo, listen, help us out, bro.
Yeah.
We've been paying you for a while now. You Spider-Man. You know, you could buy Microsoft if you want.
Now they're going to switch. They're going to switch to Miles Morales. They're going to push Tom out.
Yo, I would love to see a modern day Miles Morales. I think that there's a lot of prospective people out there too that could do a really good job as Miles Morales.
Yeah.
And bring that into the fold. Nick Cannon being one of them.
sure,
yeah.
he's fantastic.
Yeah. He's such a talented guy.
Fuck Nick Cannon. He's right up there with Steven Seagal.
Oh, they should bring Steven Seagal into the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Oh, who should he play?
The Blob.
No prosthetics needed.
Just sit in your fucking chair, Steve.
Oh, the fucking blob.
Keep your sunglasses on.
It's gonna be
He
interesting.
would be a good Shadow King.
You could, I guess.
It's gonna be interesting to see what PlayStation does. This generation is gonna be some. It's thus far has been defined by the inability to get a hold of anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So and the way it looks,
Thanks, China.
it's gonna be like this for plausibly years.
Okay.
So by the time this generation is ending, you may still be like, man, it's still kind of tough to get a console.
Yeah.
So like the next console coming, after it is gonna be that they're gonna have to do something by then.
Yeah.
Because Microsoft is getting away from you even needing your own console.
And I think that's what I think it's probably a reason why they are. They're looking at the way that the market is and how hard it is to get things.
Yep.
And the current way that the world is working
No.
right now, and they're
Go-
like, "Listen, we need to kind of switch gears."
I'm about to
if we
fly to
wanna
Japan
be
to get one.
relevant.
Because the reality is,
Listen,
Google
I would move to Japan.
Google
they look like they have
opened a
so
gaming
much fucking
service.
fun out
Oh,
there, man. Listen, but the first thing I would do when I go to Japan, and I've already thought this out, is go to one of those places where I can learn how to fold and make my own samurai sword. I would absolutely train with some fucking samurais. I know it's not practical. Nobody's swinging fucking swords. This isn't feudal Japan.
Well-
but I want to be a motherfucking samurai.
There's still time. There's still time.
That's what I'm saying.
the places that are making swords the legitimate way are getting few and far in between. It's becoming less and less done because the money behind it to
Yeah.
keep the so
Also,
it's
it takes like 20 days to
it
make.
takes a
I
long
would
time to
so
make
do
a
it, though.
single
like,
sword.
You know, like you have
Yeah.
people that fly to like Taiwan to learn how to kickbox. For whatever reason, there's something in my DNA that says make a sword.
You need a month. You need a month
Fuck
of
it.
pounding and fucking folding steel.
I would disown my whole family. Let's
Oh my
do
God.
it.
You're like,
Alright.
you're in the old age home dying. No one comes to visit you. You're just staring at your fucking sword on the wall. Like, it's so worth it.
Worth it.
So worth it. That's a real sword.
Here's what I got for you guys, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of time to think about it. And I seen an article, and I thought it was fantastic.
I don't have time to think.
Okay, good. They were talking about that Nicolas Cage wants to be a Mandalorian. And Pedro Pascal was like, yo, let's do it. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you know what? I think he would actually make a really good fucking Mandalorian.
Their chemistry on just the trailer for their movie
Was
was
so good. So I
see them together.
I'm excited
as
for. I'm
Mandalorians.
excited for a Nick Cage movie. I never
Me
thought
too.
I would be excited for a
Me
Nick
too.
Cage movie ever again. I am.
So
He-
taking out Nick Cage.
he also wanted to play Egghead
Yes.
in the next
Yes.
Batman movie.
Okay, all right. So taking out Nick Cage,
Shit.
if you could pick one person to be a Mandalorian,
Oh.
okay, somebody that you would like to see play a Mandalorian for whatever reason, whether they're a heavy Mandalorian or a small Mandalorian, funny, crazy, evil, whatever. your version of like a Mandalorian that would be fucking dope to see. In
I want to
Star Wars.
see The Rock
Oh,
as
you thief!
as another Samoan heavy Mandalorian.
Damn.
Like he's somehow related to Boba Fett's family or something. Like his cousin. I don't know.
I quit.
All them Samoans are related.
You know what?
know
That
what?
would be a fucking dope name.
You're gonna take
Or Ryan
somebody.
Reynolds.
You're gonna take somebody
The Rock.
gigantic. I'll take somebody small. Daniel Radcliffe. Let's put Harry Potter in a Mandalorian suit.
With the lightning scar? Lightning scar on the helmet?
Yo, bro, give him a wand. All right. Well, then I'm gonna go the completely opposite route. I would like to see someone even smaller, Danny DeVito, as a Mandalorian.
He could be a Forge Master.
Damn it! That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
He could be a Forge
Like
Master.
a Forge Master, like just
a little dwarven,
like,
like
yeah.
pounding away. Oh, dude, yes.
That would be fucking great.
Give him extra fur on like his neck. You know, like, and he could reprise his role as the satyr in Hercules. Little goat horns on his fucking helmet. There you go.
Take The Rock.
Disney, are you listening?
The Rock be his protector, right? Like Danny DeVito on his shoulder, right?
There's your Hercules, and there it is.
Like he's a little bird. He just carries him on his
It'd be
shoulder.
like come full circle.
It'd be like Twins too.
I brought my own fucking Forge Master, you know? No assembly required.
Listen, we got a show going, Disney Plus. Give us a call.
Yeah, we can pitch the ideas that will give you money. You know? There
that's
you go.
right. Yeah, well, I'll write the script. Let's do this.
Dude, I actually got excited for that Mace Windu hip hop Afro samurai.
Bro, it would be
like,
fucking dope. You know what? And if they did it in
be the Black Panther of Star Wars.
bro, even make it black and white. Make the whole show fucking black and white.
Dude, now you're
And just
going
listen,
that
and listen, and just make the saber fucking purple.
the only colors of the saber.
Bro,
Look, if they
come
take
on.
if
And
they
blood,
if
and
they
blood.
take the premise of the Sith Hunter from the animated Star Wars
That
and they
was
put
such a good
him
episode.
in there as the guy hunting down the Sith.
That episode,
yeah.
What the hell was it? Star Wars Visions.
Yeah.
Yes.
That episode
was
itself
fantastic.
was better than the whole show.
It
that
was,
that
yeah.
episode right there, I would watch an entire series, 20 plus episodes
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
just
no,
that
so
character.
good.
Absolutely.
It was unreal.
So would I. I thought it was by far the best of them as well.
Because you didn't know who the guy was. Like, are you a retired Sith? Who are you? How the fuck do you have all those Sith stones?
Yeah.
Who are you just hunting Siths? Like, what are
Exactly.
you?
He's a motherfucking beast. They're
Yeah.
like, you're a Jedi. He's like,
Nah.
am I though?
No, I just kill people.
I'm a motherfucking monster.
Yes. That was legit.
And it was good.
Yeah.
Even the way he killed her was sneaky as fuck.
But
I
then
was
Star
like,
Wars
he's
snuck it
crafty.
in. They started hard. They started with that episode, and then they
Yeah.
went like the Jabba the Hutt concert. I was like, what are you doing?
I was
Never.
so hoping for like a last minute fight scene at the end. Like they got to fight to get out of the concert, and then it ended. I'm like, why? Why was this an episode?
Why'd you do this to me?
That episode hurt my feelings.
It hurt me too.
It did.
It hurt me too.
Who made it? We need to find them and
I
send
don't
them
know.
letters.
I don't know.
Why is there no hate mail for this guy? I'm not about cancel culture, but hate mail, yes, sir.
Hate mail is the best. Hate mail is the best. Anonymous hate mail.
rules, yes.
Anonymous hate mail is the best.
You know what, guys? If you're our fans, send this dude dick pics.
Yes. Find out who made that episode. And send him dick pics. Face is optional. Faces are optional.
No. No face, no case. Straight dicks.
They can be curved a little, but as long as he gets the message.
Okay, listen. I'm not talking about the nature of your dicks. Just dicks. And send it to him. Marco, send him your dick too.
Right. We hear good things, Margo. We hear good things.
do we?
Oh, we love you. We love you.
Oh, we need to end
I
this.
think on that note, Eddie, cue the music. Thank you for joining us at the Sofa Kingdom podcast. You can find us at
Sofa Kingdom OFC.
You can find us also on YouTube in 4K where you can see this beautiful face and theirs.
Sofa Kingdom podcast.
Take us away, Ian.
Like us, share us, post us on your social media, tell your friends. It makes a difference.
Don't share me though. I'm greedy.
You can share Ed though.
He's all about sharing.
That's his thing.
Sharing is caring. Woo! Good shit, gentlemen. That was good. That was good for a while. just went all over the fucking place, off the rails, as per usual.
This is a thought that was in my head. No, listen, it went in my head. I was like, wait a minute. I got swarmed by a bunch of first graders. How many would kill me?